Hello. If there's anyone with you, well, unless they're a writer as well, I suppose. Yeah, that'll do. Writer's fine. Anyone else? Then let me tell you, this edition of 58 Keys is a safety warning. It's a public service announcement about something really dull that you should always use on your Mac, your iPhone, and your. Are they gone? Yeah. Oh, good. It's just us. Hello. I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which, as always, is for writers like you and me who use and who write on Macs and iPhones and iPads. Do subscribe because there's so much to talk about, such as what VPN stands for. I really do like how technology has all of these terms made from initials. I was going to say acronyms. They're not acronyms unless it spells out a word. Is it? Anyway, yeah, but I love the fact that they have all of these things where actually knowing what the initials mean doesn't help you in the slightest. VPN, virtual private network. There you go, all set now. When you go online, right, or your device, your iPhone, your Mac, your iPad, whatever, it sends emails, it does anything. That data it's sent out from your device across countless servers to reach its destination somewhere across the internet. Every server in the step is a computer that's owned by someone, and you know this, of course you know this, very obvious, there are someones who aren't very nice. They can be behind a server around another country that you're routing through. They could be next door. They could be behind you in a coffee shop or an airport. They could be the people who are actually running your Wi-Fi hotspot that calls itself free customer Wi-Fi or something. So you get a VPN. It's software that goes on your device and it's a service. You subscribe to a VPN company and then typically you get some number of devices, maybe 6 devices that your one subscription lets you benefit from. So your Mac, your iPhone, your iPad, one subscription covers the lot and everything you do on all of them. Once you subscribe or you're using a free trial or whatever, you turn on your VPN and then everything that your device sends out is encrypted. Everything is encrypted between your device and the VPN company, no matter how many servers and steps it goes through, no matter who is running those servers. I'd still be wary in an airport of the dodgy Wi-Fi, but the principle works. Everything is encrypted. It's like a tunnel between you and where you want to go. Anyone who manages to intercept your data, they just get meaningless nonsense. Then when the data gets to the VPN company decrypts it, unencrypts it, sees you want to use Wikipedia again, and it sends your data on its way there. Then it sends back the Wikipedia website page to you the same encrypted way. Everybody wins, except the dodgy airport guy. Or actually, everybody wins if you trust your VPN, if you are right to trust your VPN. And then this is actually all that a VPN is intended to do. It is intended to keep your data secure between your device and where you're going to. But because of the way it does it, there is this dodgy extra that they would really like you to know about. Every VPN company wants you to know about this. And then there's this other slightly related dodgy thing that is the one that is of immense help to us. Okay, so just say it. The dodgy thing that keeps being promoted about VPNs is that you can use them to watch Netflix, say, from other countries. You have to subscribe to Netflix to get in, but you can watch it from other countries because your data goes to the VPN company, and that company can be anywhere in the world. It can look as if you are anywhere in the world. Your data is coming from you, but it's coming from where the VPN company is. And VPN firms exploit this by having many servers in many places. So right now I'm in the UK. I have a UK Netflix account. In theory, I could turn on the VPN, have it say that I'm actually in New York, and then watch the American version of Netflix. I mean, it's worth it. Every Netflix region has different shows because of international rights issues and things, and I'm reasonably sure that the US version has more than anywhere else. So yeah, there's an advantage. I am actually slightly bothered by this because of those rights issues and things. They're there for a reason. There are writers behind all of these shows who are probably not being adequately rewarded, but that's another story. Except, for example, how about do it the other way around? I am a UK Netflix subscriber and I visit the US. When I'm there, I can't get my own UK Netflix subscription unless I turn on a VPN and say, no, actually, I'm back in the UK. I don't think it's unreasonable or wrong to access the UK content that I am paying for as a UK subscriber. Plus, also, Netflix is the example everybody uses, and because the biggest, why not? Other services, Amazon Prime should be the same. Apple TV Plus probably isn't because most of that stuff is global anyway. But important to note that despite everybody saying Netflix, hey, Netflix anywhere, a few years ago, I was researching VPNs for something else, and I tried it, and I found that it did work at first, and then somewhere along the line, Netflix figured it out and was blocking people from using it. I don't know how, and I don't know whether it's still the case, but that don't buy your VPN to try that and find it fails. Yeah. What I do know, I know that this same feature is a really good advantage to us as writers who are researchers as well. It's kind of hard to give you a more specific example. Netflix is easy. In this case, you'll get it. Very, very many websites are geo-locked. They will not display anything if you try to read them from another country than they're already in. If you're not in the same country, they are tough. It's particularly common, I find, because I look at news sites and I get that a lot, and I also see that it has increased enormously since Europe introduced the excellent GDPR. It means a lot more paperwork if you're not based in the EU. Probably does for, well, it did for EU firms, but if you're outside, yeah, it's just easier for them to go, nah, skip that, and put up a notice saying, we're concerned and we want to get information to you. Thank you for trying, but we're not going to do anything about it. So routinely, actually, I'll find I am researching something, I'm digging in, and I find the source I need, but I slap up against this geo-lock. And no, says the website, I ain't showing you nothing because you're off in that there Europe. Turn on the VPN, and now if I choose, I'm apparently in New York, in Delhi, in Australia, anywhere. And now, not always, but practically always, it's all open and welcoming arms, letting me read what I need. Like I say, almost always. Anyway, there are still some news sites that just will not play ball for me, but most of the time, turn on the VPN and it's done. And then I forget to turn off the VPN, which is where you get a problem, or at least where I have had a big problem. So this thing with the VPN is that everything you do that goes online in any way, browsing the web, yes, sending emails, yes, video calls, anything, all this stuff, it all goes from your device through this VPN tunnel to the VPN company and then out to the world. Going via a VPN is always slower than not. And depending on the VPN company you use and a bit of how much you pay for it, you may not actually notice the slowness in the slightest, in which case, great, you're paying for the VPN, it does leave it on all the time. But I have had horrendous slowdowns. Last week I needed to upload, I think it's about 4 gigabytes of video to Dropbox, and Dropbox was saying, yeah, fine, that's going to take about 4 hours, William. And then very shortly after it was saying, call it 6 hours, 8. Then for the rest of that entire evening, it wasn't saying anything at all. And that little progress bar, yeah, it had gone out to dinner or something. Or a couple of months ago now, I ran an online workshop for the Writers Guild, and it was mortifying because at least every 20 minutes or so, I would entirely lose the connection and drop out of the group Zoom call. I am still embarrassed about that, and especially so because it was my fault. The morning of that workshop, I'd researched some US news site I needed for something I was writing, used the VPN to cleverly get me past the geo-lock, forgotten to turn it off. Once I remembered, after the call and actually after the Dropbox incident, I turned off the VPN and it all worked. The video webinars since then have been fine, very good. In fact, fast connection, great. And that Dropbox upload, when I realised at the end of the night what was going on and thumped my head a bit, switched off the VPN, it uploaded the 4 gigabytes in like 20 minutes or something. All of this depends on which VPN you choose, though, and how much you choose to pay them for it, which is the thing we need to cover. Yeah, we're just going to cover it quite quickly because there are countless VPN companies in the world, including actually several that are free. Yeah, don't use a free one. I mean, it'll surely be slow. It may, I mean, just may, I'm not saying it will, be less trustworthy than you'd like. Allegedly, maybe, could be. Yeah. Of the paid VPNs, well, I used to use NordVPN, which I just looked it up, now costs from about $12 per month. For some reason, I was doing research, I had a press account with them. I used it and it was good. It's when I tried out the Netflix thing to see if that works, and that was all fine for a while. Yeah. At the time, though, I didn't use a VPN enough for it to seem worth it to me paying for it once that press account was done. And actually, right now, I think this will change, but right now I still don't need a VPN enough. Although, honestly, it is surprising how often I benefit from beating that geo lock. But as it happens, I do have a setup subscription. For a monthly setup fee starting at about $10 for one device, a setup gives you 200 or more full Mac apps and about 30, something like that, iPhone ones, including a service and an app called Clear VPN. But anyway, this next bit, the last bit, really, this is getting into weeds, but important weeds. This is Apple's interference, if you like. You may well, if you look into this at all, or you listen to Apple at all, you could very well believe now that Apple's actually stepped in, sorted all of this out, because Apple now includes something for Mac, iPhone and iPad that looks so very much like a VPN that it's easy to assume that it is, and actually it's hard to assume that it isn't. But it isn't. This Apple thing that isn't a VPN is called Private Relay. Private Relay. It is very good. It's very good at what it does. Actually, I'm going to go further than that. It's excellent, and it's even more secure than a VPN in one way. Because, as I said, you have to trust your VPN company. They get all of your data, so they know what it is. They know where you are. They know what you're looking up. And you would think it's up to you whether you trust Apple or not. But actually, with Apple's Private Relay, the way it works, you get the same encryption protection as VPN, but not even Apple knows what your data is or where you are. It's great, really, and it's a genuine security feature. But it solely works in the Safari browser, nothing else. If you run an app on it on your iPhone, the Netflix app on your iPhone, that won't be encrypted, that data. Certainly on any of your devices, Google actually, well, the way it does things to your battery, Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, they won't be encrypted either. And also, this Private Relay can't be used for our research trick or the Netflix dodginess. And that's because Apple, it hides your exact location for security purposes, right? But it does not hide the region that you're in. The country, maybe the state, something slightly smaller, not as small as a county or a town, but roughly in the right way. It's for a deliberate reason. Apple wants you to be able to access services in your country. No user should have to figure out a way to get around their own privacy in order to get what they want and what they've paid for in their own town. But that isn't the same as a VPN. Private Relay is also not available everywhere, but then neither are VPNs. If you live in China or you're traveling there, for example, what's legally allowed in this form, and legally allowed or not, it's messy. Plus, this is already a very long video. All right, okay, plus I don't understand what you can and can't. Yeah, stop looking at me like that. Private Relay also is not free. It's very cheap, but it's not free. It comes as part of Apple's iCloud Plus, which starts at 99 cents per month, and for those 99 cents per month, you get some extra iCloud storage above Apple's free miserly 5 GB. You get more space. The more money you spend, the more space you get, and I've gone all the way up to 2 TB. And you also get things like private relay. Where you have and where you can use private relay, it is on by default, and you should leave it on. It does actually irritate me. If you leave your home or your office and you go somewhere, then at points along the way, your iPhone is going to notify you that private relay is off, private relay is on, it's off. As the phone tries to connect securely to different through passing Wi-Fi hotspots or whatever. But apart from that irritation, and there must be a way to stop it, there must be, I don't know it yet, but there must be, private relay is really good. So if you've got it, flaunt it. So VPNs, right, are supposed to be great and secure, and most are. Plus, they have these advantages for us as writers. I could have just said that, and we'd be off writing something, wouldn't I? Okay, I tell you what, let's do that right now. Let's go writing. That's it for this edition of 58 Keys. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself, and part of that is writing more. You're a writer. Look after yourself. Write more, and I'll see you soon.